everyone, welcome to our classes. You can see in the compiler design syllabus has given here. So it is the complete course of compiler design. Complete course of compiler design. It is the latest syllabus of GATE exams in computer science and application. So first has given lexical analysis, then parsing, syntax directed translation, runtime environments, intermediate code generation, local optimization, data flow analysis, and in the data flow analysis is given constant propagation, liveness analysis, common subexpression elimination. So this is the topic in the compiler design. So we will see in the compiler design in this course I have explained everything in the unit wise, and this part from the 6th to 7th it will come in the code optimization unit. Code optimization unit. In the GATE course has given in the latest updation, and this is the different, but it is local optimization, constant propagation, liveness, and common subexpression. All are come in the code optimization phases. Code optimization phases. Okay. So I have explained everything except of the liveness analysis, and this one I will explain with the previous year question. Okay, and it is the very easy unit. So we will see in this one is in the question phase. Otherwise, I have completed everything. Concept, completed every units with concept, with examples. Okay, every units with examples. I have explained everything. Only the lexical analysis I had given in the previous year question in this video. Okay, and other 2nd to 7th whatever will come, I will make other video for the previous year question. That place you will see one by one question with explanation. Okay. So watch in the full complete course of compiler design, and if you have any query, any doubts of these units wise, so then definitely you can send the message. Yeah, you can comment also in the YouTube channel, yeah, other places also.
Now we will see in the how to work compiler. Okay, so how to work compiler? First, high level language. High level language, that means Java, C, C++. These are the high level languages. Okay, so high level languages convert to low level language. Low level language, that means machine. Why we are converting high level language to low level language? Because machine does not understand the high level language. So that is why high level language convert to low level language. So when we were converting the high level language to low level language, that times we need translator. We need translator. Okay, so these translators will convert the high level language program to low level language. So a translator is one compiler, another is assembler, and then interpreter. Compiler, assembler, and interpreter. But in these subjects we are talking about the compiler. That is why we will see in the compiler part. So high level language, translator we are using as a compiler to convert the low level language. So when we were converting high level language to low level language, that times compiler will be compilation error message. If any error are there, so that times compiler will generate the error message also. So now we will see what is the cross compiler. Cross compiler runs on one machine and produce a code to another machine. Okay, if in a one systems we are writing a program and generate the output in the another system, so this is called a cross compiler. Okay, now we will see in the language processing system. What is language processing system? Whenever any program is there and this program to convert in the low level language, it is called machine level language. So that times many processes are there inside of the system. So first, skeletal source program. This is the actual high level language program. Let's go first for the preprocessor. Preprocessor first fetch the data, preprocessor, and then afterwards these preprocessors will take in the as a source program as a output. Okay, input will take in the skeletal source program, output will generate in the source program, and then compiler will use it as a input source program and convert, that means output will be generate target assembly program. Yes, compiler will generate the assembly program, not a machine level. Then afterwards we are going to the other phases. Okay, so compiler part is only the this part, take as a source program and output will generate assembly program. And then now assembler work, relocatable machine code, as an input will take target assembly program and output will generate relocatable machine code, that means relocate the machine. And then now work in the loader linker editor. Loader linker phase, it is the assembly language program, loader linker editor we are using. The loader linker will be used and then output will generate in the absolute machine code. Then afterwards will be generate the absolute machine code. Okay, and now we will see compiler has two types. Compiler has two types. Here you can say that two parts. Compiler has two parts. First is analysis and second one is synthesis. Analysis and synthesis phase. And next in the lexical analyzer we will see what is the use of analysis phase and synthesis phase of the compiler. Okay. Now we will see in the phases of compiler. Okay, the phases of compiler, first phase is lexical analyzer, then syntax analyzer, semantic analyzer, intermediate code generator, code optimizer, and then code generator. These are the phases of compiler. Okay, so then these phases, first input will take in the lexical analyzer as a character string, character will take as an input and outputs will generate tokens. Output will generate tokens. Now syntax analyzer, input will take as a tokens and output will generate parse tree. Parse tree. And this parse tree, semantic analyzer will take as an input as a parse tree and output will generate semantically verified parse tree. Parse tree will generate, but it is semantically verified. What is the semantically verified? That means in this parse tree is meaningful or not, everything will check by the semantic analyzer. Now we will see intermediate code generator. Intermediate code generator as an input will take semantically verified parse tree and output will generate 3 address code. 3 address code, and then code optimizer as an input will take 3 address code and output will generate intermediate representation. Intermediate representation. Intermediate representation. This intermediate representation means reduce the number of lines. Now code generator. Code generator as an input will take intermediate representation and output will generate assembly code. Assembly code. So these are the phases of compiler, and this side, any side you can write in the symbol table manager. symbol table manager. This symbol table manager will manage and store the data. So that is why every phases are connected to the symbol table manager. Because many times whenever I am explaining in the 3 address code, so that times we are taking as a temporary variable. So these temporary variables will store by the symbol. Whatever in the programs we are using, everything in the every variables will be stored in the symbol table, and that side we will write in the error handler. Error handler, why it's needed? Because error handler in the every phase generate in the some error, it will be checked. So that is why error handler also will be every phases connected by the error handler. So these are the phases in the symbol tables connected to the lexical analyzer, semantic analyzer, lexical analyzer, syntax analyzer, not it is semantic, syntax analyzer, then semantic analyzer, intermediate code generator, code optimizer and code generation. Every phases are connected by the symbol table manager and error handler. Why? Because symbol table store the data, that means in the variables, whatever variables we have taken in the program, everything will store in the symbol table. Now come in the error handler. Error handlers, every phases generate in the different errors. That is why every page is connected to the error handler. Now in the last slide I told that in the compiler has 2 parts. One is analysis and second is synthesis phase. So the analysis phase we have to take in the analysis phase. These phases are called in the analysis phase, because analysis phase will take as an input source program, that means source program, and output will be generated, that means create the intermediate code representation. And intermediate code as an input will take as a synthesis phase, and output will generate in the assembly code, that means target code. So that is why in the synthesis phase will come in these 3 phases. Synthesis phase, okay. Analysis phase, lexical analyzer, syntax analyzer, semantic analyzer, and synthesis phase, intermediate code generator, code optimizer and code generator, these phases. And in the lexical analyzer, another name is scanner. What is scanner? Why? Because it is scan the program. That is why one by one characters will be take as a input. Okay, so and this lexical analyzer using the grammar, that is regular expression, and machine we are using in the deterministic finite automata. Yeah, otherwise you can say that finite automata. Okay, machine we are using in the finite automata. And next, syntax analyzer. Syntax analyzer, another name is parser. Okay, and here we are using in the context free grammar. Okay, in the TOC also we will see in this grammar and then machine code also. So but just you remember that in the lexical analyzer another name is scanner, and grammar we are using in the regular expression, and machine we are using to finite automata. Syntax analyzer another name is parser, and machine we are using in the context free grammar. Now first is front end and back end. Front end phase is lexical analyzer to intermediate code. These are called front end data. and last two phases are called back-end data. Back-end data. So these are the phases of compiler, and one by one things what is the lexical analyzer and tokens. Main it is the tokens. How to tokens we will count it many times in the questionnaire schemes in the tokens, and then we will see in the parse tree parser. Then semantic analyzer we are checking in the spelling checking, type checking you can say that. Okay, type checking is the phase of the semantic analyzer phase. And then intermediate code generator we will see the 3 address code. 3 address code will see. Okay, I am explaining that lexical analysis. Suppose you will be take s equal to a plus b. In this small program I am writing a plus b plus c. This is the one statement. So then lexical analyzer will take as an input s equal to a plus b plus c. Then one by one characters will be check it. Okay, it is correct or not. Then generate the tokens. How we will generate the tokens? Then every variables, whatever printf, whatever semicolon, everything you have to count it in the token except the white space and comments. So we will not count in the tokens in the comment and white space. White space, that means what? It is blank space. These things we will not count it in the tokens. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. So how many tokens are generated? 8 tokens are generated. Now semantic analyzer as an input will take tokens and output will generate parse tree. So how we will generate the parse tree? Whenever here has given 2 plus, so then which plus we will first solve it. Always remember that in the left associative plus we will be solve it first. Why? Because left associate in the plus minus is in the same associative, and in multiplication, divide, these are in the same associative. Okay, but whenever has given 2 multiplication, 2 plus, 2 minus, so that times we will be first solve in the left associative first, that means left side. If brackets, that means parenthesis has given, so then first we will solve it in the parenthesis part and then afterwards. Okay, so a plus b, so how we will generate the parse tree? A, b, 2 variables we will take it and then give a plus like this. Okay, so it will be take in the parse tree a plus b, then afterwards what is given? C. So whatever output will come a plus b, here output will be generated, and then C any places you can write, this side also, otherwise this side. That means left side also, otherwise right side. Suppose I am taking in the left side now, so then it will be again plus operator has given, so then again do it in the plus. So it will be output will come. It's whatever data we are doing it in the solving it, and everything is stored into S. So that is why this places you can write S. So you can see that here in this parse tree I am using only the variables and then operator. In these variables is called operands. It is called operands, and this one is called operator. So whenever only the operator and operands we are using, it is called abstract syntax tree. It is called syntax tree. And parse tree, everything will be write it. Okay, suppose a plus b I am writing in the temporary variable, in the another temporary variable, so then this is called the parse tree. So this is called syntax tree. It is called abstract syntax tree. Okay, so in the next session also we will see. And then parse tree will generate in the 3 address code. In here you can see that s equal to a plus b plus c has given. So then how many addresses are there? 1, 2, 3, 4. 4 addresses we are using, but whenever intermediate code will be generated as output, will take only the 3 address code. So that is why we need the temporary variable. So how we will generate in the temporary variable? T1 you will take it. T1 we will solve it and then write a plus b. A plus b whenever solving, and it will be stored in the T1. Now we will write another temporary variable T2 equal to T1, because a plus b solved, and storing the data in the T1, and then T1 plus which part is left? C. So T1 plus C. And now we have solved already. T1 means A plus B will come and then plus C. So then T2 will store the data and then S. Then now write S equal to T2. So these three statements are called a 3-address code. Okay. And then 3-address code optimizer will take as input 3-address code and output will generate intermediate representation. How intermediate representation? Intermediate representation means we will reduce the line. Reduce the line, that means you can see that this line is extra line. So that is why we will directly we can write it T1 equal to A plus B, and then T2 places we will write direct S equal to T1 plus C. So this is the reduce of the line using by the code optimizer. And then now code generator will take as an input intermediate representation and output will generate in the assembly code. One more important things in the lexical analyzer, if any tools we are using for the compilation, and that is called LEX. It is called LEX. And syntax analyzer we are using YAC, yet another compiler. But in the syntax analyzer you will see in the options in the questions answer, if syntax analyzer your parser has given, then YAC is correct answer. But in the parsers, if you are going for the specific of the parser name, so that is look ahead LR parser. Look ahead LR parser we are using YAC, and in the whole pages in the compiler if you are using the software tool, that is called lens. That is called lens. Okay. So next session we will see in the some parts of the lexical analyzer and tokens, symbol tables. Now we will see in the various implementation of symbol table. Various implementation of symbol table. Okay, in the GATE questions in the previous years has came in the insertion time, yes, search time, and search time another name is called lookup time. Search time another name is called lookup time. Okay, so first we will see in the linear list. Linear list has given in the ordered list, unordered list, then self-organizing list, search tree in the hash table. Always remember that in the hash table, in the insertion time is also order of 1, lookup time is also order of 1. Okay, in the hash table insertion, that means whenever we are inserting the any elements in the hash table, that is order of 1, that means in the first time. And in the search time is also it is a order of 1. Now we will see in the linear list. Linear list has in the two types, one is ordered list, another one is unordered list. Ordered list we will see in the array implementation. Whenever you are using the array program for the insertion, so that times it is order of n, because maybe we are inserting in the end, inserting in, suppose one elements we have inserted already, 2 element, and then our 3 element, so that is what order of n, because 1 2 afterwards in the 3. Okay, so that is the, it is ordered also, then also. And then search time, here lookup time, that is order of log n. Why log n? Because search time, you would suppose I am finding now, I am searching in the 5, so that times 1 will search, then 2 will be, it will be matched by the 5 is less than 1 or not. Okay, it is equal to or not, so that is the matching, and then after searching the 5 elements, so that times, that means 4 elements will be completed, that times 5 turns will become. So that is why in the search time is order of log n. Now linked list. Linked list whenever you are using, so that times linked list has circular linked list. Okay, so many linked lists are there, so that is why it is insertion time is order of n and search time is also order of n. Whenever you are, I think you are listening, yeah, if you will see that this table 2 to 3 times, then definitely it will be remember for you. Then now unordered list will be checked. Unordered list in the array implementations in the order of 1. Why? Because in the endings we are writing. In the endings we are writing 1 inserted, 2 implemented, 3, then 4. From the endings in the unordered list we are inserting, so that is why it is order of 1. Now in the search time is order of n. Why search time is order of n? Because we are inserting the data from the end in the unordered list, but whenever we are searching the time, so that times we are obviously we are going left to right, so that is why order of n. Now linked list, whenever linked list if you will check, so that is also order of 1, but here we are inserting the data from the end, but here we are starting, that means beginning from the beginning in the linked list. In the unordered list we are inserting the data, so that is why it is order of 1, and search time is order of n. Now self-organizing list, self-organizing list, inserting the data in the order of 1, and search time is order of n. Search time is order of n, inserting the data, because self-organizing, for you can through the name also, okay, you can think it self-organizing, that means from the cells we are inserting the data, that is why order of 1. Now search time, already name has given search time, so search time in the all the sorting elements will become bubble sort, okay, selection sorts, all the sorts will become insertion sorts. So in the search tree whenever we are inserting the data, that times it is order of log kn. It's order of log base kn, that means many times it is order of base 2 only, okay, log base 2 n. So this is the search tree data, and in the same things in the search time also, okay, search tree in the search timing is also order of log base kn, and in the insertion time is also order of log base kn. Now hash tables always should be the order of 1. Always remember that it is the very easy to learn it in the order of 1. And now you can see in the array, unordered list, array and linked list both has in the insertion time is order of 1, and search time both has order of n. Only you can observe in here, every place is order of n, yeah, otherwise order of 1. Only the things in the search time of array in the ordered list we are using order of log n, and search tree we are using order of log base kn. So these three are only different, otherwise every place is order of n, otherwise order of 1. Okay, so next session I will teach you the question of this question in the symbol tables. Question has came in the logarithmic time will ask, okay. So not 6th session, next slide I will explain now. Okay, now we will see access time of the symbol table will be logarithmic. Symbol table will be logarithmic if it is implemented by a, okay, access time means you can say that it is a search time, access time, search time, lookup time, everything is same, okay. Access time of the symbol table will be logarithmic if it is implemented by a linear list, no. Search tree, yes. Hash table, no. Already we have seen in the previous slide, in the linear list has two types, ordered list, unordered list. Ordered list has in the two types, it is array or linked list. In the both places we have seen, in the ordered list in the array has order of, in the search time is order of log n, okay, and linked list order of n. This is the ordered list in the linear list. And then now we will see this is the ordered. And if you will see in the unordered list, unordered, in the unordered list, in the array order of n, and then linked list also order of n, order of n. So definitely this answer is no. Why? Because it's asked by the logarithmic time. Logarithmic time in the search tree. Search tree has in the search time is order of log base k n. This is the answer, order of log base k n. This is the answer of the search tree. Search tree are using in the logarithmic time. Okay, in the access time, or otherwise you can say that in the insertion time also we are using in the search tree only. And hash table, definitely you have remember hash table we are using only the order of 1 in the access time also or insertion time also. Both time we are using only the order of 1. So that is why this option is no. And linear list, already I have explained, linear list has two types. One is ordered list, another one is unordered list. And both we are using array and linked list. Array, in the ordered list we are using order of log n, and linked list we are using order of n. Unordered list we are using order of n, and linked list we are using in the order of n. Then definitely here is no logarithmic time. Now search tree, already I told that search tree we are using order of log base k n, and in the hash table. So that is why linear list also not. So correct option is search tree. Now we will see the lexical analysis definition and some points. Okay, so first lexical analysis definition, that is the define. Read a source program character by character to produce tokens. That means lexical analyzer is a first phase. Lexical analyzer is a first phase. It reads a source program character by character and to produce tokens. So suppose this is a lexical analysis phase. Lexical analysis या analyzer, you can say that lexical analyzer phase, and here you knew that it is the first phase of the compiler. So that is why source program will first go in the lexical analyzer phase, and this phase lexical analyzer as an input will take character and output will generate as a tokens. Output will generate tokens. So that is why it said that reads a source program character by character to produce tokens. Tokens will be produced. Now in the second point we will see pattern action language is called LAX. Pattern action language is called LAX for specifying lexical analyzer. Pattern action language, that means LAX, another name is pattern action language, and it is the use for specifying of the lexical analyzer. That means how pattern will match. So that times you are using the LAX as a tool in a lexical analyzer phase. Now next, patterns are specified by regular expression. That means whatever statements we are writing, suppose w equal to x plus y into z. This is the statement, one statement. So then it is a proper language or not, it is the proper pattern matching by the first lexical analyzer. So that is why patterns are specified by regular expression. Whatever patterns, these are the patterns, and these patterns are specified by the regular expression. Okay, so that means lexical analyzer using the grammar, that is regular expression, and machines are using finite automata. Okay, so regular expression and a compiler for LAX can generate an efficient finite automata recognizer for the regular expression. finite automata machine recognized the regular expression. Okay, so that is why lexical analyzer take as an input character and output will generate tokens, and expression या grammar are using by the lexical analyzer is regular expression, and it is specified by the finite automata. It will be recognized. It will be recognized. So now what is the advantage? It is the best known pattern matching algorithm. Which one? Lexical analyzer. Lexical analyzer is best known pattern matching algorithm. Pattern matching. And now we will see in this diagram in the down. Yes, now we will see in this lexical analyzer phase, parser, and then symbol table. Lexical analyzer, parsers another name is what? Syntax analyzer. Syntax analyzer. Okay, and lexical analyzer another name is scanner. Now lexical analyzer as an input will take source program, and output will generate tokens. Output will generate tokens, and this flow if parser get a next token, so that times it will be pushed back to get next tokens. One character for the one tokens will be generated, so that is for the first times input will go to the lexical analyzer phase, and lexical analyzer passing the tokens to parser, and if parser another, suppose here w is a one tokens, equal to is a another tokens, then x, like this pointers. So pointers in the first in the w, so that is why lexical analyzer produce our tokens as a w, and then afterwards equal to also need, so that times parsers will push up to the next token, get next tokens for this flow for the lexical and then lexical analyzer read the another character that is equal to, and then afterwards generate the tokens. Okay, so in the next slide we will see in the some next point. Now we will see the some other points of the lexical analyzer. First we will see in the leggems. It is a sequence of characters in the source program that is matched by the pattern for a token. It is a sequence of characters. Okay, so what is leggems? It is a sequence of characters which in the source program that is matched by pattern. Pattern means action patterns. Okay, and pattern, whenever we are matching the pattern, so that times in the tools we are using legs. Okay, pattern action. So then sequence of character is called a leggem, and token times and its attribute uniquely identify a leggem. That means whenever we are identify a token, that times we need a leggems, and how we will identify on it? It is a sequence of characters. Suppose has written some program in the E identified by E plus E, that is expression denoted by expression or expression asterisk expression multiply expression or expression plus expression. Now these expressions otherwise or ID. ID that means identifiers. So tokens time and its attributes uniquely identify if is a tokens. Suppose w equal to x plus y into z. So this is the one statement, and if in the identify by the tokens, it is a one tokens, another token, third tokens, fourth, people like this. If this is the tokens, this is the one identifier also. So if token type and its attribute I am explaining now. What is attribute? Just read. attribute, suppose this expression, how we will convert it in this language. So then first write E, then these expressions can generate E plus E or E into E. So first what is expression as given plus, so that is why I am taking E plus E. Okay, and then afterwards multiplication has given, so this E will be convert to the in the E multiplication E, and then E is generated ID also. So that place we will write ID, ID and then ID. Okay, so here you can see that in the plus and multiplication operator, using plus and multiply, these operators, which one is higher precedence, which one is lower precedence, whenever in the whatever in the down, that means first whatever operators we are solving, it is called a higher precedence. So this diagram, these diagrams, you can say that multiplication is a higher precedence and plus is a lower precedence. Okay, so that means first we will solve the multiply y into z. So that's place you will write x, this identifier is x, then y and then z. Okay, so then y into z we will solve it, and whatever solutions will come here, then we will plus it x plus y into z, and then expressions E will get it. And now what is called attributes, token type, understood that token type, these are the tokens, and what is the attributes? Attributes means these questions we can do it with. Here you can see that E is going to the E, that means E generated by E, and then afterwards this E generated then E, then afterwards ID. Here we can transform it, that means this is the transpose and transform the data, and then this ID going to E converted to, that means E equal to ID we can write, and this ID will here E equal to ID. So this is called our attributes, token attributes. Whenever one identifier going to the move up, and this is called, and its data, whatever data is there, it's going to the move up to the that data, that means it will be stored for the that variables, and then afterwards again it's move up, it is called a attribute. So token type and attribute uniquely identify a legend. So then how will identify a attributes and token types? By the legemes. Now attributes of the tokens, a token can represent more than one legemes, more than, look at here, one E, next E. Okay, so that means two E's are generated, and even we are going here also, if this data again you are transform it, so that times in the another legemes we are using. So that is why what is attributes, a token can represent more than one legeme. This is called, this is the one legeme, then another legeme, another legeme. So here third legemes we are using, so that means three legemes we are, that is why it's called a attributes. Now token identified by lexical analyzer. How we will identify by the tokens in the lexical? So that is keywords, constant, identifiers, operators and symbols. What is keywords? We will see, suppose this program we will write was W equal to x plus y into 6, okay, and then semicolon. So then keywords, constant, this one first we will see. Constant is what? This is the fixer, so that is 6 is a constant. Identifiers, W, X, Y, all are identifiers. Now operators, plus, multiplication, equal to, all are operators. Symbols is a semicolon, okay. And keywords, suppose in the we will write into data type, yeah, any another specification we will, if you will use it, suppose printf, if else, switch case, for loops, all are called keywords, okay. So in the tokens identified by the keywords, constant, identifiers, operators and symbols. Now we will see lexical errors. If in the lexical errors in the programs will be there, then how we'll identify by the lexical analyzer. So first we will see, this is the advantage. If in the program any errors will be there, then lexical analyzer identify it and then afterwards add it also. If it is needed, it's delete also. Just like in the number 1, deleting an extraneous character. Deleting an extraneous character. Extraneous, that means extra character. Suppose I want to write int data type, but by mistakes I have taken in the extra key. So that times lexical analyzer phase, whenever taken as an input, and that's means checking one by one character, read it. So that time this is the extra character, it will be removed. That means deleted. That is why deleting an extraneous character. Now inserting a missing character. Inserting a missing character. Missing character, suppose in data type I want to write, but I have written only in. So that means here what is missing? It is T is missing. So then T will write by the lexical analyzer phase. Okay, so this is called inserting a character. One character. Remember that here in the deleting, inserting, only the one characters can write or delete it. Now we will see in the replacing. Replacing an incorrect character by a correct character. Incorrect character by a correct character. Suppose int data type and I have written ITN. Okay, so that means what? N will come here and T will be go there. So that is what? This T is wrong. Yeah, any other letters by mistakes you have written. So that is incorrect. Replacing an incorrect character by a correct character. That means this N will I am writing again ITN. Replace means it will be replaced, but it is one character, not 3-4 characters can replace it. So replacing an incorrect character by a correct character. So that means int data type N will come first and T will go next. So that means I and T. So this and that means replace by the correct character. Which one? Replacing phase. Okay. Now we will see transposing two adjacent character. Here in the two characters we can transpose it. That means two characters we can change it. Suppose now I have taken only the one characters in the change. Now if I NT has given NT. Two adjacent character, that means never one. If two characters int is the small, so then we will write in any other data type here, any other suppose will. Yes, WHI while loop, WHILE. Okay, so then here in the while two adjacent, while this is the correct one, if we will be WHIEL, that means both the characters are wrong, and so here and it is the adjacent place. You can adjacent IE also, yeah, HI also, otherwise WH also. Any two adjacent characters are wrong, so that times this transpose sections can change it. So EL is changes here, so that is why WHILE, two letters can change. Okay. Oh, here also I told that in the replacing place. Now the replacing place, it's not possible that in that here also we are doing in the same things IT, and that means two letters can change it. So it is not possible. Replacing an incorrect character by, so then you can write it I, int is the correct one. So then you will write, suppose I and T places I have written X. So that means this X, change it and write here T. So here we can change it only the one character by the replacing. So that means replacing an incorrect. Which one is incorrect? X is an incorrect. incorrect letter and change to the correct to the T. So that is why only the one character change by the replacing phase, and transposing on two characters to adjacent character can change. Suppose now we will write W I H E L. So then this one can change W H I, sorry, E L not L E, L E. So then W H I L E. These two characters can change. Always remember that transpose sections, maybe in the exams will come, transpose sections to adjacent character can change by the lexical analyzer. It is the possibility, replacing only one character can replace it by the correct one. Inserting a missing character, here also we can insert only the one character. Deleting in the extraneous character by the single one. Now we will see in the lexical analyzer in the GATE previous year questions in the next slide. So if you want to note down, so then you can note down, then afterwards I will start in the next slide. Now we will see the previous year questions of lexical analysis. Okay, previous year questions of lexical analysis. All are the GATE questions, and next slides we will see more question. So then number 1, in a compiler, the module that checks every character of the source text, check every character of the source text is called every character. The character checking by the which phase? It is the lexical analyzer phase. Okay, so lexical analyzer as an input what will take? Character, yes, and output will generate tokens. So that is why reads, that means a compiler, that module that checks every character. So which phase will check the character? That is lexical analyzer phase. So correct answer is lexical analyzer. Now we will see code generator. Code generator is the last phase. So whenever it is the last phase, how it is possible to check the characters, and characters checking by the in the first phase. Now code optimizer, that is the second last. Syntax analyzer. Syntax analyzer as an input will take tokens and output will generate parse tree. So this is also wrong answer. Okay, input will take, okay, I am writing input will take tokens and output will generate as a parse tree. So that is why syntax analyzer is also wrong. Okay, now we will see in the, if you want to see in the code generator and code optimizer as an input will take in the 3 address code and output will generate intermediate representation. 3 address code as an input will take 3 address code and output will generate intermediate representation. Intermediate representation, that means reduce the number of lines. Now code generator take as an input intermediate representation and output will generate in the target code. Target code, it is the assembly code. Now we will see in the matching every places. Question number 2, 3 and 4 all are the matching. So first we will see, this is the column A and then column B. You can say that group A and group B also. Lexical analysis phase. Lexical analysis phase, which one is using? DAG, directed acyclic graph, syntax tree, push down automata, finite automata. You knew that very well. Lexical analysis phase using the machine, it is finite automata. Now we will see in the code optimization, code generation and abelian groups. Remember that intermediate code representations are using DAG also, direct acyclic graph, and syntax tree. What is syntax tree? Syntax tree is, suppose has given the okay, x equal to a plus c. a plus c into d. So then syntax tree first will convert c and d to the multiplication and then add a. So this is the syntax tree. Only take the operands and then operators. Operands and operators are using by the syntax tree. And then now DAG, if you are talking in the directed acyclic graph, same as it is syntax tree but little bit different. Suppose we another variables we are using a plus c, y equal to a plus c, x equal to a plus c into d. If it is the syntax tree, wait with this. If it is syntax tree, so then I am taking two variables. Suppose x equal to y plus z, and then w equal to y plus z into a, like this is given. So then what will do it in the syntax tree? Syntax tree will generate z into a, z a for the separate, and then y will add it. Y will add it. Suppose y will add it, and this will be for the syntax tree of w, and y plus z for the x. Suppose this x if you are using here, add it x also. So then this x what will represent? Y plus z. Again what will do? Y z, then give b plus. Okay, this y and z take this one output plus operator, and za has taken in the higher precedence for the multiply, and then z y yes, and this za with x equal to y plus z. Okay, so then y plus z will come here, because this x we have to break it. So this will become y plus z plus y plus, yes, y plus z, then plus y plus z. Yes, y plus, this y is different, and this y is different, and this is z, y plus z, and this is y into z, y plus z into a, and this one will connect it to the equal to symbol, yeah, otherwise x equal to, like this will be w equal to, it is not x equal to, w equal to. So this is the syntax tree. But whenever we are using in the directed acyclic graph, so you can see that y plus z is same. So then what will take it? Y plus z place will take x plus x into a, y plus z converted to a. So then otherwise you can say that this y plus z will represent by the x, otherwise same things you will be represent y z, give a plus, and then again has given y z, give a plus. So this plus what will? Directed acyclic graph do not generate in the repeat form, it will be take only the one form, and then this plus will using here, and then afterwards this z into a, like this. Okay, z into a, and then this plus y plus z will be plus at y plus z, z into a. Okay, then y plus z done. Again this x for the y plus z, this y plus for the z, like this will be take it, and then it will be represent this plus is equal to w equal to, like this. That means in the directed acyclic graph do not take in the repeated form. It will be take only the one times, but syntax tree it will take in the many times. Whatever variables as given, whatever operators and operands we are using, everything will be take, and it is this syntax tree is the abstract form of parser tree, abstract form of parser tree. So then code optimization also are DAG, syntax tree, 3 address code, all are using in the intermediate code representation, but here no options as given in the intermediate code representation. And that code optimization we are using in the directed acyclic graph, and code representation we are using in the syntax tree. Now abelian groups is in the push down automata. Okay, abelian groups in the push down automata. Now we will see in the number 3. Number 3, if you will see, number 3 has given lexical analysis, top down parsing, syntax analysis, runtime environments. And in the group B has given leftmost derivation, type checking, regular expression, activation records. But lexical analysis using in the regular expression. Now top down parsing, next slide, in the 1-2 more slides afterwards, whenever I am teaching in the parsing, that times you will understand in the easily. Now you will understood that top down parsing using in the leftmost derivation. Now semantic analysis checking in the type checking error. Runtime environments, that is the activation record. Runtime environment is activation record. Semantic analysis, type checking. Lexical analysis, regular expression, and top down parsing is leftmost derivation. Now next question. Syntax, here you can see that this is as a input what this phase will take. Syntax tree, which phases take as a input? Character stream, intermediate representation, token stream. So now knew that token stream first you will see, because character using by the lexical analyzer phase, and then tokens will represent, and this token syntax analyzer as an input will take, and then afterwards tokens, afterwards parse tree will generate, and this parse tree semantic analyzer will take as an input. So first we will see token stream. Token stream as an input, which phase will take? Syntax analyzer. So that token stream, syntax analyzer. Now syntax tree you can say syntax tree we are using in the intermediate code representation, but here is not given intermediate code representation. So that means syntax tree here in the as a parse tree you can read it. So as a parse tree if you will see it, because syntax tree is a abstract form of parse tree, abstract form of, and parse tree is a concrete of the syntax tree. So that is why syntax tree, that means this one is parse tree, as an input will take in the semantic analysis. So syntax tree, semantic analysis, Y phase. Now character streams take in the lexical analyzer phase. Character stream, lexical analyzer phase, Z. Now intermediate representation, obviously one is left, intermediate representation is take as an input code generator. Okay, so next slide we will see in the more questions of the lexical analysis phase. Now we will see the question number 5. Which of the following strings can definitely be said to be token without looking at the next input character? Okay, so without looking at the next input character, so then which symbols we are using? as a Pascal program. Pascal program. The begin program, and then this is the inside of the bracket, it is called a unequal to also inequality. So that which of the following strings can definitely said to be a token without looking of the any next character. If we are not looking in the any next input character, so then this is the symbols. So without looking any next character, then compiler can compile the program in a Pascal program. So that is option number 3. Now, in some programming languages, an identifier, is permitted to be later followed by any number of letters or digits if L and D denotes the set of letters and digits respectively. Which of the following expression defines an identifier? See, some programming languages, identifier is permitted to be letter followed by any number, that means first, and here said that letter denoted to the letter, set of letters, and D for the denote in the digits. So letter followed, so that means first letter will come followed by any number of what? Letters and digits, any number of letters and digits. So that is why letter or has given, so that is why plus symbols we are using, or digit, any number, that is why clean closure will come. Clean closure. If we will take letter followed by letter or digit in the closure only, so that means at least one letter followed by at least one letter or digit will be input. Okay, so here said that any numbers, maybe it's 0 or maybe it's 1 also. So clean closure will take as a 0 option. So that means letter followed by, if it is 0, it is also 0. So that means only simple letters only will be taken as a output. So then afterwards, if letter followed by letter, one number of letters, so that means one number of letters, one number of digits, or means what? Any one. Okay, that means digit 1 times. Maybe now digits will take 2 times, letter will take 2 times, like this, and this letters will definitely will come, because here didn't say that it is the clean closure, closure. Is it clear? So what is the options as given? Letter followed by digit, it is not letter or digit in the closure. Letter or digit, that means at least one letter or digit will come. So it is wrong, because letter is not for, and here closure has given only closure. Closure means at least one times it will be print, but I need any number, maybe it's 0 also. So that is why epsilon will not come here. So this is the option A is wrong. Now we will see here letter followed by, this is the match, this is the correct answer, because I told that letter followed by any number of letter, first you will write letter followed by what? Followed by letter or digits, or has given, so plus symbols, and then any number of, that has a clean closure will come. So this is the correct answer. So which one is correct here? Option B is correct answer. So, and this is wrong. L and D, that means letter and digit of the any number of letter and digit. No, letter followed by any number of letter and a digit, if and will come here, so then definitely it will correct, but it is not has given in the question, and it is or operator, so that is why this is also wrong. Okay, so what is the correct answer? Letter followed by letter or digit, any number of letter or digit. Now number 7 we will see type checking. Type checking is normally done during type checking. I already told that type checking is done, normally it is semantic analysis phase. If semantic analysis phase is not given, so then it is called a syntax directed translator. Syntax directed translator. Parser afterwards I will explain, and that times you will see in the syntax directed translation we are using in the type checking. That is why after the parsers we are checking in the type checking. Okay. So type checking is normally done. Lexical analysis, no. Lexical analysis phase we are checking character. Syntax analysis we are checking parser. So this is also wrong. Syntax directed translation, true. Type checking is done in the syntax analysis phase, and code optimizations we are using in the 3 address code. Okay, so this is also wrong, and you will note down. And if PDF you want, whatever I taught in this session, in the compiler design, in the complete course, so then join the Telegram channel. That place I will provide in the whatever I taught in the 1-by-1 slide, everything will be there. So you can join the MAU classes, and if you want to search it, and if you didn't get it in the MAU classes in the Telegram channel, so then in the YouTube channel go to the about section in the Telegram. Options is there, Telegram channel, that place you click it, and then directly you can join it. That place I will provide in the every PDF. Okay. Now we will see the other questions. In the number 8, find the number of tokens. It is the very important questions in the lexical analysis phase. Okay, tokens. Many exams has came in the GATE exam, ISRO, NILIT, NET exam. Okay, many exams has came in the tokens. So first, how we will find out the tokens? Now, 2 is a one identifier, then 10 is another identifier, then I. Always remember that tokens didn't count comment and white space. What is white space? That is the blank space. This blank space is called a white space. This one tokens didn't count it. So that is why we will count. Do 1 tokens, 10, 2, I is 3, equal to is 4, and 1.25 is 5. So here total number of tokens is 5. Now in the next question, printf 1 parenthesis bracket 2 within the inverted comma whatever has given till there, this is 3. Always remember that whatever inside of the inverted comma is there, this will be count as a single token. So 1, 2, 3, then comma 4, I 5, comma 6, ampersand 7, this is different, I for 8, closing the braces 9, and semicolon for 10. So total number of tokens is 10. Okay, parenthesis, opened, closed, comma is a special symbol, I, ampersand, and everything we will count is different. But remember that only the inside of the inverted comma we will take only as a 1 token. So that is why in the second number answers will come 10 and first number answers will come 5. Now we will see in the next question, number 9. Which of the following is not an advantage of using shared dynamically linked libraries? Dynamically means change. Okay, dynamically linked libraries as opposed to using statically linked library. Statically, that means it is the fixed. Okay, static means fixed and dynamically means change. So which of the following not? It is not an advantage of using shared what? Dynamically linked libraries as opposed to using statically linked libraries. So option A, not an advantage of using. Okay, so option A, smaller size of executable, trying the programs to, this is for trying the program to small size to executable. That means whenever whatever programs is there, I told that many times, s equal to suppose a plus b into c. So that time this here we are using as an input 4 address, but in the 3 address course we have to convert everything into 3 address. So that times what, we are less size, we are taking in the less size, so that is why smaller size of executable. Okay, then faster program startup. Next option C will check lesser overall page fault rate. Lesser, that means less size in the overall page fault rate. This is also correct option. Option D, existing programs need not be linked. Whatever programs that existing already is there, this program need not be relinked to take advantage of newer versions of libraries. Yes, this is true. It is not be relinked because it is already linked. It is already linked to the system. That is why it is not a whatever newer version or older versions of libraries, whatever is there in the libraries, this will be not a relinked. Okay, so option D is also correct option. C is also correct. Lesser overall page fault rate in the system. Whenever in the compilers we are using, so that times it's try to take less fault. So in the system, this is also true. Smaller size of executable, I told you that smaller size we are trying to take. So this is then which one is not an advantage, that is faster program startup. It is not possible that faster program startup. Why? Because many times program is lengthy. Some programs maybe it's small, but whenever we are compiled, that times it's maybe it is lengthy. So that is why faster program startup, we cannot say that. It's vary on the system by system. So that is why it is not an advantage. So what is the correct answer? Option B. Why? Because not option has a negative point. So that is why option B is correct answer. Now number 10 we will see. In a compiler, keywords of a language, keywords means tokens. Okay, tokens identified by in lexical analyzer, keywords, identifiers. Okay, the keywords of a language are recognized during parsing of the program. No, parsing of the program, that means syntax analyzer. Code generation, no, code generation is the last phase, so it is also not. Data flow analysis, no. Lexical analysis, correct. Keywords means what? It is tokens identify by the keywords. Okay, so that is why in a compiler, keywords of a language are recognized during lexical analysis. And what is keywords? If else, whatever commands are there of the any programming language, these are called keywords. So whatever questions as given, till 10 questions we have completed in the lexical analysis phase. In the next slide we will see in the sum. First we will see ambiguous grammar. What is ambiguous grammar? And then afterwards I will start in the parser.